Hi, I'm Jen, and what I wanted to go over today is a little bit of the Qigong, which is a subject that usually not really talked about a lot in the Wing Chun community. In some branches they do emphasize the Qigong and the internal aspect of it. Some others, some Wing Chun branches they don't. But I think it's kind of important. Just not on a not try. Don't try to don't. You don't have to take it like way out there, okay? But just to get a basic knowledge of how to breathe correctly, what it's doing inside your body, and how it's going to benefit you. I think, and some exercises that you can do to help you develop what they refer to as internal power, right? All right, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing this exercise. We're going to keep it simple and just do one movement. We'll continue on down the road and just keep investigating more drills, more exercises that you can do, also stretches, things like that. So this is something that we're going to continue through the tutorial to discuss. All right, because it is important. All right, so the first thing, the breathing. There's two types of breathing. I believe it's called Taoist breathing and Buddhist breathing, something like that. I'm not completely sure, but you can research it on your own. But basically what they are is you can do it two ways, okay? One is when you breathe in, right? When you breathe in, inhale, your belly gets big, right? Like I'm having a baby. Okay? Then when you breathe out, right, you pull your lungs in, right, and it collapses your abdominal wall, right, your diaphragm. Okay? So you breathe in, belly gets big. You breathe out, your belly gets small, you contract. Okay? So you expand, contract. So that's one way. The other way is just the opposite. That's where you inhale and it starts off, you compress, you bring it in, and then when you exhale, you get big. Okay? So those are the two different types of breathing. The one that I do is the first one. Okay? And I think this one is more common in the martial arts community, where you breathe in, right? Belly gets big. You breathe out, and you're going to pull or contract. Okay? So breathe in, belly gets big. And by doing this, you're forcing your breath when you breathe in and your belly gets big. You're forcing air, because normally what we do is when we breathe, we do what's called shallow breathing. This is just breathing in from the chest. You bring the air down to your chest, and then you breathe it out. See? So it's a very shallow breathing. Okay? This is typically what we do through the day, right? But as martial artists, we want to develop diaphragm breathing. Okay, so that's when you breathe in, your belly gets big, and that means you force the air all the way down into your diaphragm. Right, and then you breathe out. Okay, and when you're breathing, you want to focus on one thing too, is that you breathe in, short breath in, long breath out. Short breath in, long breath out. Okay? So this is the type of breathing that I want you guys to practice. It's going to help you develop internal power. It's also going to warm up your body. It's going to force your body to start circulating faster. Okay? Now that we know how to do that, then let's go over from head to toe what I'm doing physically with my body to prepare for this Qigong exercise. So the first one we know is you can't forget, right, it's like a piece of string in the back of your neck, and somebody's pulling it up, pulling the string up. So that means my neck is going to be elongated. My spine is going to be elongated. Okay? And it's also going to tuck my chin naturally downwards. Okay? So when you're doing this, make sure you feel like somebody is pulling you up. You're going to bring your spine up, right? And tuck your chin naturally. Not like this, okay? But just tuck it in naturally, okay? I'm looking straight ahead. The tip of my tongue, I'm touching the upper palate of my mouth. So it's really light. I just take the tongue and I light touch the upper palate and just connect. There's a pressure point up there so that when your tongue touches it, it creates what's called circular breathing when you're breathing through your nose, right? Which is how monks, you hear in the monks, they chant all day, okay? What they're doing is circular breathing. So it allows them to breathe and keep shallow. It allows them to breathe short, but long exhale. This is how come they can chant for a long, long time, okay? So they're circulating their breathing. So tip of your tongue, upper palate of your mouth, light, okay? Your piece of string holding your spine up, okay? Same thing with the shoulders, naturally have to be pinned down, relaxed, okay? Your pelvic tilt has to be forward. At the same time, your butt gets flat, okay? They say Asians have no butt. Well, this is why we tuck our butt and we have a flat butt, right? So make sure your butt is flat. Okay, so your butt is flat, and relax your knees. Your spine is straight. Okay, so this is nothing's changed from our Sealam Tao stance, right? So now that we have that, we relax our body, relax your elbow, relax your hands. There's even an exercise you can do starting from the top of your head, and you just keep focusing on little parts of your face and then down your shoulders. Excuse me. Allergy season. And then little by little, you're focusing on different parts of your body, and you're training it to relax. And if you keep doing that all the way down to your toes, okay, you're going to get a kind of an idea of how relaxed you have to be, right? So, but the structure, your skeletal structure, your spine alignment, it's what's holding your body up, okay? So that you don't have to rely on your muscle to hold you up. You rely on your skeletal system to hold you up, okay? Now, your knees, naturally, okay, we pin them in. Now, someone just, I read a comment on my website, which is he's still having problems with his knees. This is a really common problem, and I think it's because you guys, there's probably a lot of reasons, there are a couple of reasons, but what I want you to do is, your toes, normally this is flared out, right? Okay? What I don't want you to do is try to force your knees in like this. This is really uncomfortable, and it's going to put a lot of stress on the outside of your knees. Don't do this, all right? So what I want you to do is, I think what happens is people exaggerate this knee thing, this inward stance. Don't exaggerate it, all right? It has to be natural. Everything we do has to be natural, and it should be comfortable, all right? So just take your toes, your feet, point them straight. Straight. Let your knees fall and relax, okay? And drop. Okay? Make sure your knees don't pass your toes, okay? Right? So your knees are still in line with your toes, okay? And relax, right? Now from here, your toes are straight. Now your knees are in and you're relaxed. Now take your feet just a little bit, okay? Bring them in, just a little bit, and let them relax, okay? So that you get used to this stance, all right? This is enough. I think just people that they for whatever reason, maybe it's their instructors or whatever, or they feel like they need to do this really bow-legged stance and really flip. This is really painful, right? And it's not good for your joints. It's not good for your knees, right? So don't force it. Don't force it. Just like your elbow, don't force it. If you can't bring it in, just bring it in as much as you can and leave it there and relax, okay? And stretch allow it to stretch you out. Okay, but don't force anything. You're just going to hurt yourself. So now I'm in this stance. I got everything set. I'm relaxed. I let my body compress. The last thing is my feet. This is something I don't usually teach everyone. But this is something that I've been doing ever since I was started studying martial arts. And that's, I walk, when I stand up, I relax. But when I touch the ground, right, my heel and my toes, right, my heel grips, and from my toes, they grip. They grip like that. So in the middle, it becomes like hollow in the middle. Okay? So I call it like an eagle grabbing a branch, right? The back of the heel and the toes, they grab. But in the middle is like a hollow space, right? Okay? So this is what I do. So whenever I plant the foot, and as soon as I put a little bit of weight, boom, I grab it with my toes and my heel. Okay? Right? I come up, I take the pressure off, but as soon as my foot touches the ground, boom, I grab it. Grab it with my toes and my heel. Right? Okay? So when I'm standing like this, even my feet are grabbing. If I stand up, they relax. If I go down, they grab. Okay? So it becomes a habit. Right? So it teaches you to root. All right? So this is also, I think, something, a little detail, but it helps a lot to stay connected to the ground. Okay? So practice like that. Once everything is set now, we're going to do this movement. Right? So your hands are out. You notice I'm in this angle. Don't go like this, right? Because then your shoulders are going to hurt. Relax your elbows. Right? Your wrist like it jumps out. So everything is rounded. Okay? And then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to expand. I'm going to breathe out. Okay? Remember when we breathe out, our belly gets big, right? And then I'm just going to hug. I'm going to hug a big yoga ball, like a big ball. And as I squeeze it, I let all the air out, and my body is contracting now. My diaphragm is contracting. Okay? But I want to feel like there's actually something here, like I'm a big ball, and I'm squeezing the air out. All right? And then breathe in, short breath in, long breath out. When you see me breathing in, my belly gets big. When I breathe out, long breath, my belly contracts. Just like that. Okay? You notice too, you don't see it too much, but I can feel it. It's when I breathe in, I feel like I'm getting light, and my weight is coming off my feet. Right? But then when I contract, I'm grabbing the ground with my toes, and I'm sinking low. I'm getting very heavy here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once you do this, then there's even at the end what's called, you force the air out more. You cannot force all the air out of your lungs, or you would die, right? So your body, no matter how much you try to breathe out, there's always a small reserve of oxygen in your lungs. So don't worry, you're not going to kill yourself, right? So breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe all the way out. Then from here, you hold it. Then you breathe out once, more. Then small breath in. Then breathe out again. Breathe all the air out. Then once all the air is out, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Breathe in. Okay? So just like that. All right? It's going to help develop a lot of rooting. It's going to help develop that contraction of your body. It's going to help you develop your skills, because it's going to all translate into your training, your Wing Chun training. Right? It's something that usually isn't incorporated into your Wing Chun training, but your Silam Tao, your first form, they often call it the meditative form, right? And especially the beginning, the first third, the first beginning part. And that's because you're doing what? You're doing all your form, your Tan Sao, your Fuke Sao, right? Your Wu Sao, all the stuff, right? So when you're doing that, it allows you to practice this breathing. And I think if you're smart, then you should start incorporating the Qigong training into your Selim Tao form, right? So when you're breathing out, you're exhale, right? And you're sinking, right? You're contracting. Your belly is getting small, right? You're contracting. When you breathe, short breath in, you're expanding. You're relaxing. You're lifting. Then back again. As you come out, you're breathing out. You're letting the air out. So you're contracting your diaphragm. So when I do my Selim Tao form, I practice like that. Okay, and it's very relaxing. It really gets me focused. Helps me think clearly. When I'm having a bad day, I always do my form, and I do this type of breathing, the Qigong. You can do it separate, or you can add it into your training. Okay, and I think if you're going to do it, you might as well do both, right? We're going to keep expanding. There's a whole series of Qigong movements that we're going to keep incorporating into our Qigong training. All right, but don't think it's going to give you superpowers or make you fly or okay. None of this. This. Don't get too crazy. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of great health benefits to it because why? It's forcing you to use your whole body. It's forcing you to take deep breaths. I look at it like weightlifting, but it's inside your body. Normally, when we lift our weight. We lift weights. Okay, and so we're working out, focusing primarily on the outside of our body. Okay, but when you do deep breathing, what you're doing is you're forcing the lungs and your organs to contract fully, right, 100%. So it's like weightlifting inside your body, right? And I think that's the health benefits to that is amazing. And even if you don't go on to do any sparring and fighting. Just the health benefits alone of incorporating it into your training is I think is worth it. So include it into your training, into your Selim Tao. Okay, practice the small little detail. The detail is everything. So keep practicing, and we'll continue on next time. So practice, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh, Lakers, Game 6. Lakers in Game 6. I got to root for Lakers, all right? It's my hometown, all right? So Lakers in Game 6. All right. Thank you very much.